No, I think we got it right this
Hopefully I
time.
got it right this time.
And one of those days where,
I don't understand that. I hadn't had no trouble the first two times.
well, today I think it's because he changed the password.
There's nothing to do with changing passwords. Absolutely nothing to do with it. I just had to go onto my account, so I don't know. It's definitely live. There's nobody there.
Oh, Sandy, still there. Sandman, hello, Sandman. How are you guys today out in Australia? Hope you're having a great weekend. Did you guys go do something fun this weekend?
Kind of messed it up. We were a little bit late. I'm not sure what I did. I thought I did it right last week. It was fine. I did it right the week before. It was fine. This week I did the same thing, and for some reason I couldn't go on live. But now we're here, and hello everybody. Um, Glad to have the sand van with us. Um,
We went on our first camping trip, so I know you guys are used to camping in your van, but it was our first camping trip this weekend. We had a good time.
we did.
Hello, Sandy. Hello,
Hello,
Redbird Farm.
Redbird Farm. Oh, yay. People are showing up. We didn't think anybody was going to show up because I kind of messed up. But anyways, we went for our first camping trip this weekend, and we've been wanting to buy a rig now for like a couple of months, and we bought a rig, and we worked on it, and we waited, and we worked on it, and worked on it, and waited, and got it registered, and got it inspected, and got it fixed, and got it working, and got up to the campsite on Friday, and couldn't get in.
Mm.
And why?
Sweet Pea didn't. We needed to have Sweet Pea's rabies vaccine and her dog license, which of course I did not have with us.
Did not have because we did
So-
not expect to need it.
And so yeah, it took us about an hour extra to try to get. She said, "You guys can go in, but the dog can't."
Yeah,
So
right. We're going to go in and
leave her on the side of the road.
Leave Sweetie on the side of the road. So we had to call the vets and try to get them to do something, and they wouldn't do anything
Of
for
course,
us.
the vet was our vet was on vacation, so that kind of KO'd that idea.
Yeah. Then we had to go to the town hall,
Town hall
and they were like, I don't know,
didn't want to get privacy.
headstrong. They had a little bit of power or something, but they didn't want to tell us her dog tag number because we might be pulling some sort of a scam. I guess I'm not really sure what the deal was. They said they went all the way to the attorney general,
Generals.
and even the attorney general said that they couldn't give us our dog tag number. Is that crazy or what? So then a little while later, the Board of Health Department from the town hall called and gave us the number. And so now we have the number and we have it on record and we have it on file and we shouldn't have any problems anymore. Hopefully getting into campgrounds. We have another camping trip next weekend planned.
And we've got about 4 or 5 of them planned for the next few weekends. So it'll be fun. Happy birthday, Sandy. I hope you guys did something fun to celebrate your birthday.
Whose birthday?
Sandy from Sandman.
Oh
It was her
wow!
birthday this weekend.
Oh wow! Awesome! Awesome! When you get to be our age, you stop counting birthdays. You just
Well, I still celebrate him, but
you celebrate them, but you don't count them.
he's never been a birthday guy.
Not really.
I've always enjoyed celebrating my birthday.
Yeah.
So our birthdays are pretty close. Mine's coming up soon. So we're probably a couple weeks apart, but I'm sure we're many years apart.
Yeah, right. Many years apart,
Many years apart.
for sure.
Cottonwood Ranch, hello.
Oh yeah, hello, lucky dog.
Lucky dog.
Hello.
Hello, Sue and Bob. Yeah, I know we had a little bit of a hard time today
Oh my God, yeah.
coming on.
I don't know what we did wrong. We did it right the first time. We did it right the second time, and I did something wrong. I don't know what I did, but anyways, we're all here, and
Thank you guys.
thank you very much for your patience.
And coming to visit and
Yeah,
spend some
coming to
time with
visit. We
us.
definitely wasn't on time, but so anyways, our first camping trip.
That's normal for me.
Yeah, Susie's never on time. With me, I'm anal about it. I'm usually 10 minutes early for something. Susie's usually 10 minutes late and doesn't bother her. There's a lot of people like that, you know. Susie's definitely one of them.
I'm definitely not. I don't run on time very often. If I do, I have to really work hard at it to be on time.
So I drove the rig up to the campground. I backed it into the campground. I did all my hookups properly.
Did good.
And once we got into the campground, for some stupid reason, we didn't think we had water at the campsite. We pulled up to where we were supposed to be, and we looked, and we saw electricity, but I saw no way to hook up water. So I looked at Sue and said, I wonder if
Well,
we have.
that was kind of my fault because
Yeah,
I looked at so many different campsites
it's
and
not
some
really-
didn't have water, and I thought it was this one. So I had him looking around. I'm like, oh, by the way, we need to get water, and he's like, what? So we traveled
So we
around the
went all the way around the
campground.
campsite. I even took the 32-foot rig down to a place where I really wasn't supposed to, and I fit. I'm telling you, it was tight. I made it out. We did loop A, loop B, loop C, and loop D. Then we finally found water, but it was a spigot for water, you know, to get a gallon of water from. So then I told Sue, well, it looks like we don't have water, so we'll stop at the bathrooms, check out the showers, because she didn't take a shower because it was wicked hot. She was sweaty. She figured, the heck with it. I'll just take a shower when I get to the campground. It's only 20, 25 miles, away. So we get to the campground. Susie goes in, and what they say to you? They said,
Well, I asked the man, I'm like, can you tell me where we can get water for the rig? And he's like, what? I said, well, we have electricity, but we don't have water. He goes, no, if you have electricity, you have water. I'm like, we do? He said, yeah. I said, see that little white thing? Which is like they have a little white hole.
they have a nice little stanchion,
stanchion.
To plug in.
Right. And you plug in, and on the bottom, see down there? There's water faucets down there.
We didn't see them.
Oh, I'm like, can you tell we're newbies? And he said, yep.
Every single water faucet we've seen so far has just been like, the kind that just kind of sticks up like this. But this was way down the bottom with two outlets, and you really couldn't see it. So anyway, long story short, after we went around A and B and C and D,
we had water.
We went back to B28. That was our site. And I got it back in, and we got everything hooked up, and
it was fun.
The rig worked awesome. It was a beautiful place, a beautiful little campground, nice and quiet, family oriented. There wasn't any kind of like crazy partying or noises or anything. But of course, it hasn't rained around here substantially in weeks,
months
maybe. I mean, we're so dry right now that the campground doesn't allow charcoal, doesn't allow campfires as of like last week or the week before.
As of this week
or whatever, because things are just like kindling around here. The woods are like kindling. Everything's just bone dry. We have had no rain. Of course, what did we get Saturday night? A severe thunderstorm and severe rain. So we kind of sat in the rig the first night,
Which is good. We were tired, but
yeah, we were.
That's another whole story. But hello, James Cantonese. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, we were.
So we decided we were both tired, and we go to bed early anyways because Ron gets up at 3:30 and I get up usually at 4. So we were tired already, and we've been both working all week trying to get the camper ready and everything. Just been crazy. So we decided, okay, 7 o'clock. We're both tired. We're both half falling asleep. We're like, all right, let's start getting ready for bed.
We'll go to bed, right?
So the plan was originally I was going to sleep in the bedroom. He was going to sleep on the couch. And then I said, well, you go to bed before me. Why don't you sleep in the bedroom? I'll sleep on the couch. And he said, okay. So we set it all up, get the air mattress. We have air mattresses. We set them all up. And he goes to the bedroom. I go on the couch. And I like it quiet. And it wasn't quiet. The air conditioner was right above me. So it was kind of driving me crazy. So neither one of us were sleeping.
Not only that, she started walking. And I said, are you sleeping? She said, well, there's something wrong with my mattress. Go ahead.
So anyway, my feet were up here and my head was down below. And I'm like, I think there's something wrong. And at that point, he had gotten up because he couldn't remember if he had shut all the outdoor compartments on the rig. So he's heading out in the rainstorm to shut the compartments in his underwear.
Listen, this might be too much information for y'all, okay? But I'm gonna. We're not gonna hide nothing here. So at night when I sleep, mostly for light. And stuff. I sleep with like a short stocking hat, and I have it over my eyes. I used to sleep with those
eye masks.
With the eye mask, but it was too much pressure on my eyes. So now I have like I said, it's a small hat, and it's also to keep spiders off me. But that's besides the point. We'll get into that later. And I hold the hat over my eyes. I have a bad neck, so at night if I don't sleep with a neck thing to keep my neck right, my neck will kill me. So I start heading out in the rain with my neck thing, my stocking hat, and my underwear. And Susie says, take off your stocking hat. Take off your neck thing. And so I did, but I go out in my underwear.
Well, I was worried. I think you could change your underwear and your t-shirt, but you couldn't get a new stocking hat. We didn't have a new
I don't
stocking
know
hat
what I
or a
was
new neck
thinking. I
pin.
mean, it was dark and everything, but you know, people are gonna think I'm like a pervert or something. So I go out because I just want to run out quick, make sure that I close the bins. I come back in. Should I tell them? And I have a hole in the back of my underwear.
That was too much information.
So I actually went outside with a little small hole in the back of my underwear. Oh my God, you're gonna be kidding me! But anyways, it was dark. I'm sure nobody saw me. It was pouring. Everybody was in their rigs, so I'm pretty sure nobody saw me.
But if not, they'll call him pervert, and then I'd be allowed next time.
And I threw the underwear away. I don't want any more holy underwear. You know, I mean, yeah. So.
Sue said, "LOL, too much information."
It is. It really is. I'm sorry, but oh my God. And I was like half asleep. I was in a hurry. I wasn't thinking. I should have slid pants on, you think? But no. I just go.
And guess what?
Boldly go where no man's gone before, you know.
And the compartments were closed.
And they were closed. Yeah. And I got soaked.
But that was fun. But anyways, at that point, I said to him, "Hey, I think there's something wrong with my bed." He's like, "Why?" I said, "Well, because my head's lower than my feet." He said, "Oh, let me check it." So he added more air, and he's like, "Well, if you're not sleeping," I said, "Yeah, I can't sleep because of this noise." He said, "All right, let's trade places." So traded pillows and everything we needed to trade.
Pillows.
We went and traded pillows. I went to sleep instantly, except for Sweepy takes up all the bed, but that's a whole other story. And he, after about an hour and a half, his head was below his feet.
Next thing, I mean, I like kind of fell asleep, and I woke up and I felt it felt soft, and so I'm laying there and I'm thinking, well, no, I don't think the mattress is going down, so I'm going to try to go to sleep. But all I could think about was the mattress going down, and it was going down and down and down and down. Finally, like, well, the heck with this. So I took that off. I put it off to the side and I slept on the couch itself, which was really, comfortable. But I didn't get to sleep until 11:30. I started at 7 o'clock.
You started at 7 to go to bed.
I didn't sleep till 11:30. So we were really tired on Saturday. So Saturday we just kind of hung out, not did much. We went for a walk.
So we got Redbird from LOL, new video from strangers of a guy running around outside in underwear with a hole, with a hole in his underwear.
Oh my God, and not to mention that, but my legs are white as a ghost. They're like prosthetic like, because my legs haven't seen direct sunlight, and this is the truth, since 1963. Okay, I don't wear shorts. I'll show you. The heck with it.
Look, too much info, guys.
Look, they're prosthetic. So I went out with those. So I'm thinking that they were looking at the white bean poles, and nobody noticed the hole in my underwear because they were looking at the bright white bean poles. So
Sue said, "Film at 11." Hello, Old Man King. Thanks so much for joining our craziness today. Hopefully, we're not making you guys upset with that.
Only me.
Oh, jeez.
And if you really knew me, like, you would know I'm kind of a prude. Like, I get red in the face. I can't even talk about sex. I get red in the face. I'm getting red in the face just talking about it. So I'm not the kind of guy that's going to go out in his underwear or nothing. Believe me, it's like, yeah. So.
So it was a fun first thing. We thought we'd have toe backing up and all that. No, instead we have a story of going out in his underwear with hole in it.
And so, everything worked in the rig. Everything went good. It was totally relaxing. It was really, really.
We had a good time.
Really, really cool. Yeah.
Except for, I don't know if any of you weren't here in the beginning. We started talking about Sweet Pea couldn't get in because of her rabies vaccine.
Right.
So we didn't have her rabies vaccine paperwork, and we didn't have her dog tag. So, and the town told me that they checked all the way up to the Attorney General's office. And
the Attorney General
said that
for a dog tag number.
The Attorney General said that they couldn't give us the personal information out. So, and the thing is, Sweet Pea doesn't get rabies anymore because she has medical issues. So she doesn't get her rabies shot anymore, and so no one would know that but us. And so I called asking for a letter that I had brought to them from the vet saying that she couldn't get her rabies is what I called for. And they're like, "Oh, we can't give out that personal information." Well, first of all, nobody would know that information but me because I brought that letter to them. And so finally, we're gonna have to tell the story. But anyway, so at the end, I called the vet. My vet was out, and the other vets in the office wouldn't do it for us. They said no, they would not give us paper saying that because she wasn't their patient. And so in the end, we're like, okay, well, we can't just leave Soupy outside the van. We're not just leaving her behind. And so he's like, it was 7349, and I'm like, what?
Susie goes, what?
How do you remember that?
I said, just trust me. 7349. Write 7349 down. Go in and tell them it's 7349 and we'll be fine. So sure enough, she went in, said 7349. It was a number I totally made up out of my head. She goes, okay. And off we went.
And so, yeah, a little bit of a white lie, but it
we
worked.
waited 3 months and then we finally buy a rig. We work on a rig and work on a rig and work on a rig. And
had all the little issues.
Got all kinds of issues with the rig. We get everything straightened out, blah, blah, blah. We get up to actually at the entrance of the campsite. We had to sit for an hour and 15 minutes to try to get a rabies number for her,
And
dog tag.
Well, so the lady wanted to know when the letter was sent to them, what year. So it was 2019. So that's one info that the girl at the town hall gave me. Wouldn't give me the tag number, but gave me that. And then we made up the tag number, bad on us. But anyways, we got her in and it was all fine. The lady accepted that. And then a little while later when we were, in there and kind of had gotten settled in, the lady from because it was the Board of Health that I had to give the letter to, say, from the vet. And she called me back and said, hi, how can I help you? And I said, I explained, she went, oh, let me see. Oh, here it is. How can I send it to you? I'm like, can you send it to my email? Sure, here you go. And I told her what the girl said about the Attorney General. I could tell she was like rolling her eyes in the background going, what the heck? And, but anyway, she's like, oh, here you go. No problem whatsoever. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I'm like, thank you. So I guess the Attorney General doesn't mess with her.
It's crazy. But the thing is can anybody out there right now tell me what kind of a scam we could possibly be trying to pull because we want our dog's dog tag number? It doesn't make sense. What kind of a scam could somebody pull with that? I mean, it's not like somebody's gonna. I don't know. It just doesn't even make sense to me. I mean,
crazy.
Personal information in this day and age when there's no such thing as personal information. Basically, you can find out anything about anybody, right? They don't want to give us a dog tag number. It's crazy.
And that if someone stole Sweepy, they would never know that Sweepy didn't have her
How are they
rabies
gonna know?
vaccine.
Only
we would know that.
So
it was crazy.
I finally told her. I said, if we can't get our dog tag number, the lady in that office can't get our dog tag number. So just tell her it's 7349. Done.
And it worked. So we feel a little bad for telling a little white lie. Not terribly bad. But
not terribly bad. No, not at all.
Because it was one of those silly things, and she's fine, and she didn't bite nobody, so we're good to go.
And Sweepy can't do rabies shots because A, she has anaphylactic shock. She goes into shock. And B, whenever she gets a rabies shot, she ends up having mast cell tumors, and she has to have operations and surgeries and all this kind of stuff. So finally the vet said, that's enough. And she wrote us a letter, so the town knows about it and Sweepy doesn't have to have a rabies shot. Sweepy doesn't go anywhere to get a rabies anyways. I mean, it's crazy. Sweepy doesn't go near any animals, doesn't want to go near any animals really. I mean, and she doesn't really go anywhere. She's always with us. So, it's like a house cat. They make a house cat get a rabies shot now. A house cat that never leaves the house, how's it going to get rabies? It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's a kind of a racket. There's a lot of money being made with vaccinating animals. And we have Sweepy tithe her blood checked, and she has enough rabies vaccine in her to last, and they just give her more.
Most dogs do.
From
their first shot.
And give them more. Right, from their first initial shot, they'll keep enough, but they don't tell you that. They just tell you to give more and more and more and more and more and more rabies. Well, Sweepy can't take it.
And that's how we lost Spike, was because of the rabies
Spike
shot.
Too, other dogs.
He got meningitis because of that. But the thing is that they give a 20-pound dog the same amount of rabies shot as they're going to give an 80-pound dog.
They don't.
Or even a 5-pound dog is going to get the same amount as a 100-pound dog, which is what's tough for the little dogs' bodies. It's too much for them. And then they get it every 3 years, and it just keeps adding up and adding up.
Right.
So Spike was sick, so Spike had gotten 2 batches of that, and it was too much for him, and it made him get, meningitis.
Really sick.
Yeah, he just withered away, and that was that. So, yeah, we're kind of on the fence about that one, and we thought we were doing all the right things and making sure they were well taken care of, and we did everything that we were supposed to do for them, and that kind of didn't.
Yeah, we lost.
Kind of bit us in the butt. That one did so.
Yeah, we lost.
Spike was only 6.
Only 6. Yeah, and of course Sweepy went into depression because, she was born with her brother and they loved each other like you can't believe. And when Spike died, Sweepy just sat on the couch for like a year.
No, 3 months. 3 months until we went on vacation.
Right, okay, I'm sorry. But
We went on
like,
vacation
she
that
gained
year.
a lot of weight. She was depressed. She wouldn't run. She wouldn't play ball. She wouldn't do nothing. It was horrible. Just horrible. Then we went on vacation to visit my sister in Utah, and she came out of it. And by the time she got back home, I'm not sure if she forgot about it or got over it, or you never get over somebody's death, I don't think, but you kind of learn to live with it. I think that's what Sweetie did.
She kind of learned to like being the only child in the house.
Now she's very spoiled. She's like too spoiled.
She's a very jealous dog.
Matter of fact, it's my fault. Like as she's getting older, I would give her like if I made my lunch, did Sue just make a face? Yeah. If I would make my lunch and there'd be crumbs of cheese or something from cheese and crackers or a peanut butter on a butter knife or whatever, I just started giving it to her. And minute amounts. I mean, nothing's really going to hurt her, but she really dug it. She really liked it. Okay, so, and I did it for a while. And so she started to get ratty though. She started to get into things. She actually got up on our kitchen table several times.
Regularly.
You
don't push chairs
got
she's
into
up there.
food, took food, stole food, knocked over water, knocked over flowers.
Every time
destroyed the top of the table, all this kind of stuff. And then lately we have a pantry closet, I guess you call it, right? A storage closet for food here. And she's been somehow or another getting food down. I mean, so she's going to be clearing at the shelves and getting food down. So the other day, that was the final straw. She got into a box. They're not regular Oreos because I'm gluten-free, but they're gluten-free Oreos. She got into a box of those, and there was about a half a box left, I think. She ate every entire chocolate cookie. So I freaked out because she's going to kill herself. And so that's it. I'm not giving her nothing more now. She's depressed when I'm making my peanut butter and crackers and I don't give it to her. She looks at me like, what the hell? You're not going to give me my peanut? No, sorry. Spoil it for yourself, It was my fault, but I love spoiling her.
That day started out though. He was down on the camper, working on the camper, and it's too hot for her. She doesn't want to go out. So first time he came in, he had left his chair out after he got home. He had sat down after work and had something to eat or whatever, and then left the chair out. And he got back, and that's when the vase was knocked over. He had a cup of coffee on the table that was knocked over. And so he cleaned up all that mess and got that all cleaned up. And he went back down to the camper, and he came back, and that's when she had gotten into the chocolate cookie. So
terrible.
There was two things that she got in trouble with that day.
Terrible.
So got her in big trouble.
Sweetie's a nutty, really nutty dog. Red Bird Farm. She really is. She's crazy.
No, that's not what she said. She was talking about.
I'm sorry.
The vet not getting the town hall.
Oh yeah, that's nuts too. Yeah, it's crazy. And go to the Attorney General for that. So I think the Massachusetts Attorney General has got way better things to do than
on a Friday afternoon.
Somebody trying to pull some sort of a scam with some sort of
a 3 o'clock in the
rabies dog tag ID number. I mean, come on. You know what it is people. Some people get a little bit of power and it goes to their heads, I guess, and they just won't cooperate with you or whatever. I'm not sure.
Thankfully, I found the dog tag, which they always used to wear their dog tags, but when the two of them were together, he used to drive him crazy with the rattling of the dog tags with the two puppies together.
When he was
walking them,
you could hear tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
And he used to drive him crazy. So that they stopped wearing the dog tags, and I used to put them on my key ring, and that way wherever I went, we'd always have my keys with me, and would always have them with me. Well, got kind of lazy over the years and never thought about it. So needless to say, I had to search around today. I found them. I found the dog tag. I found her dog tags today, and I found her actual thing from the town hall that had the number on it first. So we got that, and the lady at the town hall did send me the letter from the vet. So I have that on my cell phone, which I'm hoping will be enough for me to show them and say, because we're set up to go to all state parks here in Massachusetts, and everyone has to have that. We have to show that. So at least I'll be able to have that stuff. And we want to sit in the parking lot for an hour going, okay, are we going to get to come in? Or
now we're wondering if other campgrounds call for that too. Is that the case? Have any of you had any experience like that? I mean, anyways, it doesn't matter. We're going to carry all that stuff with us.
Right.
Now, next week we're going to Wampatuck, up south of Boston, Mass, for 3 days. So we're looking forward to that too.
But still a state park.
Still a state park, and we got to have it all of that stuff. Yeah.
Right.
And I hope 7349 is not on record, because if it is, we're going to have to just not use her dog tag number, just use 7349.
Thank you so much, Redbird Farm, for stopping in and visiting with us. We really, really, really appreciate it. And we'll be over to visit you sometime too. So
Yes.
take good care. Thanks so much.
Yes. So yeah, but it was a wonderful weekend. It really was.
Yeah, we had fun. It was the best weather on Saturday. Saturday was just perfect. We actually put our chairs out and sat outside for a little while and just enjoyed the beauty of the day. It wasn't hot at all. It was just a perfect day. So it was really nice.
And of course, I put in Google to get to the campground. So we're going along, and it took me a different way. I went down this road that was, oh my God, like almost just wide enough for the rig itself, really. And there was no yellow line in the middle, and this wide van was coming. And so I'm like, oh, here we go. How are we going to fit? So I actually realized that we weren't. So I actually pulled over as far as I could. And I looked in my mirror. I got my right rear wheel just off the road a little bit. And of course, he went way over, and we went by it. Our mirror was missed by that much. I'm not kidding you. So I'm wondering if I should get one of them RV Google.
One of the Google Map things.
One of the map things that I see at like Camping World or something, because they might not take you down roads like that. I'm not sure. I almost took the wrong left too at one point. Remember when we did that? Take left now, and you said no, it's another 300 feet. And oh, thank God, because if I went down that road, I would have been in trouble. It was very, very narrow and it was dirt. And I almost took it. And I'm really proud because we dumped this morning with no issues.
Well, we think we dumped in the right spot. We're not quite positive of that. Newbies didn't know where to go, so we think we went in the right spot.
We assume we went in the right spot because somebody else came in, but they dumped over there. We ended up dumping like over here. I had to back into a field, and so I backed into a field and dumped.
Right near where the sewers were.
Near where the sewers were. So you got to assume it's all connected. I hope, but we didn't think we were doing anything wrong. So
we thought we were.
I don't think we did do anything wrong, but we weren't thinking nothing of it. To me, it looked like where the other camper went. All they had is water.
Right.
We didn't see any place to put, the sewer hose. So we actually drove up there and looked, didn't see anything. Went, okay, it's got to be back there. So we went back around. I drove in. I backed into the field. There was these two big underground tanks, and next to it was a place that you unscrew to hook up a hose. So I unscrewed it. I hooked up a hose, and I dumped. Then after we get done dumping, another guy comes in. And he starts dumping over there, and I'm like, uh-oh. And she's like, yeah, I understand. And then when we drove by, we saw that there was a place to dump there, but we didn't, realize it. So
next time we won't be such newbies, and we'll know where to go over there. Anyways.
Yeah. So I just hope to God that
we think we did.
We did good. I mean, yeah.
We couldn't have been dumping into a water hose because that wouldn't have been. No. It had to be. And I would assume that's like an overflow area. So if there's people up there that was an overflow,
because they're only like.
Because there was two places where you could have backed in right there.
Right. So. And it looks like it's regularly people back in there.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming.
So we're hoping we did it right.
I'm thinking it's for like if they're really busy, it's like an overflow place.
Right.
Because there was only place for two campers, but that would be two more perhaps. I don't know.
Hello, J&N Travels. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, hello guys.
And Sandy wrote, the Wampatuck was Sachem, which is the chief. Or paramount chief of the Mattakesett Band of Massachusetts Indians.
Wow.
So
yeah, you can tell it was an old Indian name.
We were talking about that the other day. Wampatuck is where we're going camping. So she looked it up to, we were saying that was an old Indian name. So
we have a lot of old Indian names around here. Even golf courses like Wannamoyset and Non-Quit, and there's a lot of Indian names around here.
Hello, Hedgehogs Homestead. Thanks for coming to visit. We totally appreciate it.
And we're proud
to have crazy stories today. So.
And we're proud to have John and Nancy from John and Nancy Travels with us. We've been communicating with those guys. They live right up north of us here in
New Hampshire, so they're not far away.
In New Hampshire, we'd like to meet you guys at some point. We're going to be heading north at some point. We'll call you or something at some point. Maybe we can have dinner together or whatever.
Yeah, we're heading to Vermont. So.
Yeah, we'll be heading to Vermont soon. So, if you want to get together, I don't know. But that'd be cool if we could, and meet. We'd like to meet fellow YouTubers for sure. Because it's like one big family. It really is. I'm really happy to be part of the YouTube family.
We are having so much fun.
A lot of nice people so far. And we have a lot of fun doing it. We really
We
do.
do.
We have a
We
blast, actually. So I didn't do too much filming this weekend, but I filmed the campground. I filmed our campsite. I filmed the inside of the camper, what Susie done to it with all of the pictures. Everything worked. The hot water worked. The stove worked. The gas worked. The
was
slide
really nice.
slide went in and out nice.
Although actually the slide didn't go out at first.
Yeah, because okay.
We're like, oh no. I was like, I just want to go home at this point.
I get there and I'm like, after all of the mayhem and waiting to get there and fixing this and fixing that and waiting to get there and trying to get by the rabies stuff and then finding water and all of that stuff, and we finally get back into our campsite and I get all hooked up and we get all pretty much ready and I say, okay, I'm going to put out the slide, and I push the button and nothing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I looked at Sue. I said, I think the slide's broke. And I've been married to her for 46 years. And the look on her face was, you got to be kidding me, with probably a swear in the middle of it. I mean, in her head, she doesn't swear, but whatever. And so I'm like, no, I'm saying to myself, you got to be kidding me. Then I remembered that if you don't have the emergency brake on, the slide don't work. And I kept trying it and trying it. I almost was ready to give up. We wouldn't have left. We would have stayed, but it's tight in there without the slide. And so I went over, I hit the emergency brake, and out the slide went. So
Yay.
we're having a little bit of trouble with that slide, so it's making me nervous. Like the top shakes a little bit when it goes out, and the top shakes a little bit when it comes in. But maybe it's just normal. I don't know. But slides make me very nervous.
We get nervous about a lot of things. So.
Yeah, especially with finicky Franny, because she's finicky, and anything can happen. But she ran like a top. She really did.
She did runs perfectly, and
my God.
It was a lot of fun. It was just very comfy, and it was nice having our own stuff around us, and yeah, kind of like the way it's decorated and having fun doing that. So
when I started driving it, I was white knuckling it. Seriously, I mean, like this. And then I got a little more used to it. We went up for gas and we went for sticker and all that stuff. I got a little more used to it, but I was still nervous. And on the way to the campground, I was holding the wheel tight. There was a lot of traffic and holding the wheel tight. And on the way back, I was like this, and it's a nice, smooth ride. It really is.
it is nice.
Yeah, it was kind of rough at first after it was parked a long time, but I guess it was because of flat spots on the tires. I thought the tires were out of balance. Oh my God, you could feel your cheeks like this, but then it just went away. So I assume it just had some flat spots from sitting. And so when we got home, our brother-in-law was going to level where we parked, because we've had to have it up on blocks on one side. And we want to leave the refrigerator going all week, so you got to have the refrigerator level, which it ain't perfectly level, but I think it's going to be okay. It's like not even an eighth of a bubble off one way and about an eighth of a bubble off the other. But we worked at it. Anyways, we're coming home and we're all, because Donnie said, while you guys are gone Saturday, because he's got a construction business, I'll come and I'll take care of it. So we're coming home and we're figuring all I got to do is pull in on a nice level area, shut it off, call it a day, right? No. Something happened, whatever. Donnie didn't make it. We didn't know because we went home. And so it took us
a little while.
It took us
4 tries.
4 different tries to get a level. Oh my God, it was horrible. And we did not argue. We didn't fight. We didn't argue. We didn't bitch at each other. Nothing. We were communicating. I think at one point I said, I can see it. God damn it. I'm not going to hit the fence. I did. I think I said that once, but that was.
You didn't swear. You just said, I can see it.
I
got it.
That was, yeah.
But you were going to hit the fence. So.
Yeah.
At least you finally listened to me and decided to pull up a
little bit. And so I pulled up a little bit and got a different
fence.
angle, and I backed it in perfect. But then we had to get it up on blocks and then off blocks. And up on blocks and off blocks. Third time, off blocks. Fourth time was the charm. We got it. Like I say, it was just an eighth of a bubble off one way and a tick the other way. And I assume that's going to be okay. If anybody that's listening thinks that's not going to be okay, let me know. We'll go out and level it better. But it's so darn close. I don't see where the refrigerator will matter, because we want to leave the refrigerator going all week. We got ice cream in there and food in there.
And that way we're going to go next weekend.
Yeah,
so we don't have to
we
don't totally unload it all. So that was kind of nice. It only took basically an hour total, not even between breaking it down to leave the campground and getting home and unloading the few things we had to unload.
Right.
Basically, a few things. And so it was pretty cool. I had them put away in a shower within 40 minutes. So
like
that was kind of nice.
Out of all the things we bought for the RV, probably one of the best things we bought was this pull wagon. It's really rugged. It was only $129, and you can put up to 300 pounds in it.
That's been
It's
odd.
really, really rugged. But we just pull the wagon down there. We can load it up and pull it up, pull the load up and get rid of it. Pull it up.
Did 3
pull the
loads
wagon down.
tonight.
3 loads, which would have turned into 12 to 15 walks because it's quite a ways from our house. And not only that, it's a long downhill to the rig. So it's a big steep uphill to get back to our house. So if you walk that back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with your arms chock full of stuff and trying to get in the doors and all that, kind of a pain in the neck. But that wagon just 3 trips.
It was
Gone.
great. Yeah.
All our computers, all our cameras, all our clothes, all our phone, all our food, all our bedding.
No, bedding didn't come in. Oh, well, our pillows came in.
Pillows and stuff.
Pillows.
Everything that was supposed to come came in 3
trials.
wagon loads.
Yeah.
So it was great. That's probably the best thing we've ever bought yet.
Hedgehog Homestead said she's gonna share us on her community tab. Community tab.
Oh wow.
Which, all right, dumb question for newbies. What
Newbies.
is community tab? I know you have to have so many, is it subscriptions or watch hours to get a community tab? But what exactly is that? So if you can explain to us that would be awesome, because we are newbies and still learning lots.
Yeah, we're learning a lot. I mean, obviously today we were late with the live because I don't know what I did wrong. The first time I did a live, it went right up. Second time, right up. Today I couldn't get it to go up. We didn't, like I say, I don't know what happened. We should have just went. So I don't know. We'll try it again next week, too. But geez, it was embarrassing,
So my freaky story is, so we were in kind of high grass when we were dumping where we think we were supposed to be dumping, and then we have weeds in our yard that Ron hasn't got. He's been so busy on the camper, he hasn't had time to weed eat. So we have some weeds in our yard. So between the two, I sat down. I had to go to the bathroom, so I ran in to go to the bathroom, and I sat there. And as I looked down, I had a spider walking down my leg. Ah! So yeah, I was like, spider. So we both had crazy little stories this week of crazy things that happened. I don't know if you should tell you the story again to all the new people that came along.
No, I don't want to tell that story.
You guys, he's telling funny stories, so you might have to rewatch later to get to watch the beginning.
Yeah.
He told some good stories today, so he doesn't really want to tell them. I can't believe he told them to begin with. So
yeah, you'll have to go back and watch the very beginning of it, and you'll. I'm not going to go through that embarrassment again.
So yeah, it was a crazy weekend, but we had fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Looking forward to next time now. So now we kind of understand. We never understood what people who like to go camping. We didn't quite understand it, but now we understand it.
Absolutely awesome. It was like the best. I can't wait till next week now. So Wampatuck is like up near, south of Boston. I'm a little bit nervous going in that traffic, but I can handle it. If I can get down some of the roads I got down, I can pretty much get down anything. And that rig's got a lot of power too. I mean, you step on the gas, it goes. It's crazy. It really does. So we're gonna like practice. We're gonna pretend like we're boondocking for the next few camping trips, because when we go to Quartzsite, well, first we're going to Arizona because I got to get some dental work over in Mexico in January. But when we head south, we're going to do boondocking for 3 nights, and then a campground for a couple nights, and then boondocking for 3 nights, a campground for a couple nights. So we need to learn how to conserve water and lights and electricity and all that stuff. We want to try to last for 3 days on the water that we have on board and everything that we have on board, and get used to that, so that when we actually take our major trip across country, we'll have it down.
So we didn't do so well this time for our first trip.
Tell them.
So I figured, because we mentioned that I'm cheap. So
cheap.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody watched.
She's frugal.
Lucy, do you remember Lucy? And Ethel said that about Fred. Fred was cheap, but she did it really much better. But anyways. So we pay a water bill here. So I'm always really careful about how much water I use. So we were at the campground and I'm going, I don't got to worry about it so much. I'm not paying the water bill. And so I was just washing my dishes like normal, letting the water run a little bit more than I used to. And I took a nice long shower because I meant to take a shower before we left home, but it was so hot. And I'm like, well, I'm going to take a shower, but I'm going to be sweaty by the time we get all loaded up and everything. So I said, all right, I'll just take a shower there. So I took a nice long shower. And then this is on Friday, and on Saturday he checked the gray tank, and it was
chock full. And we still got.
It was like one day's, not even a day's
We still
time.
got the rest of it that we had.
It wasn't even 24 hours, and he's like, "Uh-oh,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Uh-oh," kind of forgot about
Kind of
that.
forgot about that.
So that was a learning lesson. That was a learning
Yeah.
curve to learn.
Yeah.
So
So we
now
both
we've got to like start learning how to conserve water and
Yeah.
not use water. Yeah.
And we have lots of YouTube tips that we've learned along the way. Now we just have to practice them. And if we can get 3 days with the water on board and the gray tank not filling up and
Right.
and everything else, we'll be good, because that's all we need is 3 days. Even when we boondock in Quartzsite, there's a place not too far away where you can get water and stuff, and that's fine. 3 days is enough.
Sue says that long showers are a no-no for campers.
Oh my
I
God.
know. My daughter's like, "What? You did what?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't know." She's like, "Yeah."
Crazy.
She said, "No, you don't do that. You shut the water off. You soap up. You turn the water on." Well, I didn't even know. I knew there was a shut off, but I couldn't figure out where the shut off was or how it worked. So yeah, all right. So he showed me anyway. So we'll do better next
Yeah,
time.
we'll do better next time.
And I got to get a little dish. I gotta go probably to the camping store to find a little dish pan to go in the sink that'll fit in the sink, that way we can use the water, then dump that water out when I'm done washing dishes, instead of dumping it in the gray tank. So yeah, we've watched so many YouTubes of people who do camp, and they've given us so many good ideas, and I just didn't use them this weekend. I just kind of went, oh, okay. But I mean, if we had a sewer set up, it wouldn't be a problem. But because we had water and we had electricity, but no sewer hookups, and that's how most of the state parks are around here. Is you have sewer. I mean, you have water and electricity, but no sewer.
They all have dump stations, but yeah.
Right, but yeah, and he really didn't want to unhook everything and go to the dump station to come back. So we do need to. Yeah, it's a lesson learned. So
yeah, it's a lesson learned. We got a lot of learning to do.
We do have a lot of learning to do.
Learn a lot of lessons in the next few weeks. I know I promised to film everything, but we got into what we were doing, and we did. And I'm sure that all of us as creators do this. You plan on filming something, but then you're in the moment, you totally forget to turn on the GoPro or whatever. So we didn't film half of it, honestly. I filmed the campgrounds, and I filmed our campsite, and I filmed the walk that we took and stuff like that. And so I've got enough to put up a video, and I have enough to put up a short on Wednesday, but I really don't have a whole lot. I mean, I expected to come out of it with a couple of videos and this and that and the other, but we just got into the moment. It was crazy, and now it's gone and we're back home. It's crazy. It seems like we just literally left.
I filmed him emptying, into the spot that we thought we were supposed to be emptying in.
You think you did?
Well, yeah, I thought I did, but I'm not sure if I pushed the button. I did push the button, but then when I went to push the button to shut it off, all of a sudden the red light came on. I'm like, uh-oh.
You didn't.
I don't know if I filmed it or not. So did you check it?
It's not there.
Not there? Oh, see.
So
I held it the whole time, and I talked to it the whole time. Oops, forgot to push the little button. Whoopsies. So, oh gee.
It happens.
So live and learn.
I do that all the time.
Live and learn.
We were at the American Heritage Museum the other day, in a whole section. I was filming my butt off and taking all these nice shots and going along. I mean, a whole probably at least an eighth of the museum, and I'm looking and I look, and I never hit the record button. But Susie, thank God, takes pictures, so she had some nice pictures of that whole section. I wasn't going to go back and do it. I was almost going to, but it's just not quite the same or whatever,
And the funny part is, for some reason, my GoPro is doing 50 pictures of each one I take.
Does anybody know why? When she takes a picture, it takes 49 pictures, literally, of whatever she's taking a picture of. And you have to go to the center of the whole series to get one that's not blurry and get one that's centered properly. Is there some sort of a time lapse, something on that video that on that GoPro that I'm missing? I'm not sure.
Now the learning curve. There's so many of learning curves.
In my GoPro lately, for some reason, every once in a while you'll be filming, and it's horrible because I got to edit it all out. But about every few minutes, it'll make this noise, and it's like it jumps. And I'm not doing that at all. I know when I was filming, and I wasn't doing that. So I don't know. There's something wrong with my GoPro. Hers takes 49 pictures when you try to take one. So
he has a lot of editing to do between the 49 pictures, and if I mean, I've been taking 2,000. He ends up. I got 2,000 pictures. I gotta go
2,700
through.
pictures, and there was, I don't know, there was only like, I don't know, I want to say there was maybe 60 pictures, and there was 2,000 something copies of these pictures, so.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I've yet to figure it out.
And I'm not I'm not a techie at all. I'm like the complete opposite of a techie. So he says to me, "Well, go figure it out," and I'm just not good at it.
I'm gonna have to look at it and try to figure it
I'm
myself.
just not
I'm
good
not
at
that good at it either, really. But I'm good at it like you.
You're more tenacious than I am. That you'll do
I'll
it
figure it
until
out.
I'll be like, forget it. I don't
Yeah.
have the patience to figure this out.
And a
So
lot of times, YouTube will help you. Like you can ask you or Google. You ask them a question, and they'll generally come up and at least head you in the right, direction. That's how I learned everything on my GoPro. That's how I learned everything on my camcorder too. It's got a thick book, but everything I learned on it, I can't read directions and apply it, but I can watch a video and learn. So, that's how I tend to do things.
well, you had to actually print out your whole book for your
I did,
camcorder.
and I
Didn't come with a book. You had to print it out.
Nothing comes with a catalog anymore. Even when I buy a new machine at work, it won't come with like an operator's manual. It won't come with a maintenance manual. You have to purchase those later on. Sometimes for $200 a shot. It's crazy. You spend $60,000 for a machine, and they don't give you any paperwork. And then when you try to get it, you got to pay $200 for it.
Or they tell you to download
Or they tell you to go online
and download it.
and download it.
And I mean, with his greasy fingers,
What?
it's going to last a long time.
I just paid $60,000. I don't want to go online and download it. Give me a book, like the old days. The old days when you bought a machine, you would get an operator's manual, an owner's manual, a maintenance manual, and a tech manual with it. It was part of the deal. And you probably paid back then $17,000 for the same machines. Today you're paying $60,000 for, and now you get no bookwork. It's crazy. It really is.
Hello, Calponia. Thanks so much for joining us.
Who?
Calponia?
Oh.
8319.
Oh, hello.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. Well, it's nice to have all you folks here.
It is.
We were
Thanks so
sitting
much,
here
guys.
alone for the first 10 minutes or so because
Well, a couple minutes.
couple minutes or whatever. Because
Because you couldn't get it going.
I did something wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I did something wrong. So,
A glitch in the system.
yeah, a glitch in the system.
That's us, a glitch.
A glitch is right.
We have lots of glitches.
So this week I noticed on the rig, I still have some things to do to it. I know it's a never-ending thing, but this week I noticed like the back window, the 3 back windows, the seals around the windows are just kind of dried out, and each window in one corner has a section that's not connected. Like so, what I'm going to do is cut it with a razor blade and tuck what's there in, and then cork it temporarily. And then after we get done with all these camper trips, I'm going to try to get the original rubbers from Thor or some sort of a generic rubber that I can put in. I'm going to change all those rubbers. I'm not taking the chance of that rig rot now. I'm not. It's in nice shape, and I'm going to keep it that way. Come hell or high water, I'm not letting it go bad. And then underneath, it's in really, really good shape for a 2005 rig. Excellent shape. However, around the springs and some of the back of the chassis and there's little places where rot has started. So I've got this special stuff called Chassis Saver, and me and my co-worker at work are going to get under it with scrapers and wire brushes, and we're going to loosen anything that's loose, and I've got this rust inhibitor that stops rust in the tracks. So we're going to go underneath, we're going to do the whole chassis from halfway back, from halfway forward all the way to the front. You can eat off that chassis. I swear to God, it's like showroom condition. It's only the back, and it's not horrible. But you know how rot is, especially here in New England with the humid air and the dampness and the salt and the rain and all that kind of stuff. It won't take long. In 6 years from now, it'll be turned into junk. I'm not allowing that to happen. So we're going to get under that. We're going to take out the chassis. We're going to take out those windows, and we should be good for quartzite after that. We'll see, but. We'll see how it goes the next few weeks. If everything goes good, we're
looking forward to it.
It's got brand new tires on it. It's got brand new brakes. I mean, it runs like a top. For a Ford, it runs like a top. And I don't mean that bad, but I'm not really a Ford guy. It's the first Ford I've ever owned, other than a Ford Maverick back in the 70s.
That's true. We didn't know. I forgot about that.
And that was a good little car. And I have nothing really against Fords. I just like Chevys, and I like Toyotas. Um, but I own a Ford now, and the thing just runs like a top. It's
And
just,
you love Francesca.
I do.
You love
I do.
Francesca.
We actually were beginning to like fall in love with it kind of,
For sure.
because we spent some time in it now. We worked our hearts out on this thing. It's had all kinds of issues. It still has like no generator in it because I'm still waiting for a generator to come. That's a whole other story too.
Yeah, that's
Man, we ordered that generator like
be 3 weeks tomorrow.
right. So I was going to say 3 weeks ago, and we were told it would be in the mail within sent.
It was supposed to be. One man told me it was in the mail last Friday, and I called this Friday, and another man told me, "Oh, it hasn't even been shipped yet." So has it been shipped or hasn't it been shipped? So not quite sure.
So we don't know where it is. It's like in limbo somewhere. And you can't get a tracking number. You can't.
Right, there's no tracking number.
Can't figure out nothing.
So I had to call again on Monday.
It's somewhere, and hopefully it gets here because I'd like to get it in, and if we can do some actual boondocking a little bit here and there, not like steadily or nothing, but a little bit here and there, so we can get used to it. But anyways, we ended up buying a PowerFlex.
It's a new one, yeah.
Yeah, it's a new company. It's supposed to be really, really good.
Hello, Mega Van Mike. So nice of you to join us. He's a new friend of ours.
Yep.
We just found him on Lucky Dog the other day. So thank you, Bob and Sue. We just met him on Saturday. In fact, we met him.
Watched a couple of his videos yesterday.
Yeah, we did,
and we really enjoyed them. The one where you put the slide door lock in.
Yeah, that was really nice.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
The other one I can't remember.
Was a veteran. The Lost Skull.
Oh yeah, that was
Lost Skull. Yes. And then what was the first one we watched? Oh, the airplane. What about
that? Was really
the
cool.
Airplane?
Yeah, I love airplanes, and he had
airplane museum. I don't know if it was a museum or whatever. Yeah. But that was really cool.
Go over and check him out. He's got some really, really nice videos.
Yeah, that was fun.
He's a new friend of ours. And we've had a lot of subscribers lately. I don't know if this is the place to do it or not, but we want to thank anybody, if they're here, who's recently subscribed, because our channel
all our subscribers in general.
Yes, I mean we've grown
quite a bit
in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's not our main goal, but it is our goal. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's not our main goal. We have a lot of fun. We really do. Susie likes the social part of it, and I like editing. I like filming. But subscriptions are nice, and
we would love it if it could help us as we retire.
Right,
when retirement comes and help us to travel a little bit so we could do more of this.
Yeah,
basically is our hope. So
which is why I want to get under it and keep the chassis going, because I'm only 67.
66.
I'm only 66, so we can be on the road for another 10, 15 years if we can keep this rig from rotting out from underneath us, which it's not even close to doing that. So if I nip it in the butt now, we'll be good and keep any water damage. Then next spring I'm going to do the roof, completely clean it, completely check it, completely paint it, completely seal it again. Not that it's leaking, it's not, but I don't want it to, because obviously water damage is the worst enemy of these things. It really is.
Being a mechanic, maintenance is his middle name. So he's always maintaining things. So the more you maintain, I guess, the less you have problems to go wrong. So
when I got under it to grease it before this trip, I got in there with my grease gun, and I was happy to find that my dad had somebody put all the grease fittings in the front end. So every piece in the front end has a grease fitting. The only bad part is all the universal joints except one has no grease fittings, which sucks. It just does. So I'm probably, after quartzite and stuff, I'll probably try to have those grease fittings changed, because like the last thing you want is one of them to break on the road. You're in big trouble. Not only that, it could do some damage under the rig if it did.
So maintenance.
Yeah, I mean,
he's worrying.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to put, even though it's technically only got 33,000 miles on it and it hasn't been used a lot, the belts and hoses in it are still many years old. So the dry rot alone scares me. So I'm probably going to put an upper radiator hose, lower radiator hose, heater hoses, and belts in it before I go to quartzite, just to be safe. But I'm pretty sure the universal joint will be fine. It's good, but it is going to have to be done, because I want grease fittings. Because if you can grease a drive shaft, it'll last indefinitely. I mean, years and years. Without grease fittings, stuff doesn't doesn't last.
So it doesn't make sense why they make things about grease fittings unless they want things
They
to
want
break.
things to break. They want, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Most universal joints, the first set of universal joints don't have grease fittings, and then when you replace them, they do. And then the ones that
That doesn't
you
make sense.
the ones that you replace, if you grease them, will last basically forever. Not
That's crazy.
literally, but I mean a long, long time. Yeah, I
Crazy
don't know what their reasoning is. So, but anyways,
That's our hour, I guess,
yeah,
right?
it's been our hour, and we want
We
to
thank you guys
thank
so
everybody.
much.
We're sorry for being late. If you want to hear my crazy story, go back and
You
look
might
at,
wanna.
go back and look at the first few minutes, because I'm not going to go through that embarrassment again.
It might be worthy, guys.
But I'm not going to lie to anybody, and I'm going to be straightforward. This is the thing about our channel. We're going to be honest. It's just the way it is. So, I had a rather embarrassing thing happen to me, but I'm not going to get into it. But anyways,
And
I
thank
think-
you, Lucky Dog Productions, for being our moderator,
Yes.
for helping us out.
so
And
much.
Redbird Farm was also helping us out earlier, so thank you to her for helping us out as well. And we so appreciate you guys. We appreciate all taking the time to come visit and spend some time with us.
And we will see you next week.
Next week, 5:30, same
Yep.
bat time, same bat channel.
Yes, yes.
Is that? Are we gonna get
A copyright.
a copyright for that? I hope not. Bye, everyone.
Hey,
Thanks so
guys,
much.
Thank you.
Take good care.
Bye.
Bye.